were.
You explored them with your client on direct.
Those are his actions. Yep, no objection there.
Okay, the court will receive what's been marked as B9, B31, and A12. Thank you. You can call your next witness.
Your Honor, if we can get a time check.
Sure. Respondent's at 34 minutes, 36 seconds. Petitioner is at 46 minutes and 6 seconds.
Your Honor, I'm going to reserve the rest of my time, so I'm done.
Okay. All right, counsel.
Judge, with some technological help, and hopefully we're not on the clock, we're going to call Dr. Deans.
Okay. All right. So you're on the clock for her testimony, but getting her set up is not. Okay. Dr. Deans, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, counsel.
Before we go on the clock, Dr. Deans, can you hear me? It's the voice of Greg Woodnick.
Yes, I can see you too.
Oh,
Counsel?
there you are. Thank you. All right, we're ready, Judge. Thank you.
Hold on 1 second. I want to make sure she can hear everybody. Counsel, will you do a test, please?
Hi, Dr. Deans. Good morning.
Good morning. I can hear you.
Can you see me?
I can.
All right. And doctor, before we get started, and I give this advisory whenever we have virtual witnesses, is if you need, I understand we've all got multiple screens going. If you need to look at a report or your notes or something different, I need you to let me know that you're going to do that. We'll give you an opportunity to do it wherever that document is located. Once your recollection has been reflected, please look away from that screen and let us know that you're ready. Additionally, you should be able to see, once we put it up, any exhibits that either counsel will ask you to review. Please let me know if you can't see it, okay?
I will. Thank you.
You're welcome. When you're ready, counsel.
Hi, Dr. Deans. I'm going to go lightning fast. Introduce yourself to the court, please.
Hi, I'm Dr. Samantha Deans,
Where'd you go to medical school?
Indiana University School of Medicine,
Are you board certified?
double board certified.
What's your first board?
Obstetrics and gynecology,
And your second board?
complex family planning.
Well, you have 2 fellowships?
Just one fellowship.
Thank you. Do you teach
I do.
medical students and physicians?
Medical students and resident doctors. Yes.
You teach them gynecological and early family planning?
Yes, complex family planning.
All right. Thank you, Professor Deans. You've provided us with your CV, which is Exhibit 39. I'd move to admit. No objection.
B39 is received.
You also did a report for us. It's Exhibit 41, which we'll pull up on the screen. Did you have an opportunity to review the medical records for Laura Owens?
Yes, the ones I was provided with.
Exhibit number 41. Did you know that that was published online on a website?
Just to confirm, I'm looking at my report, and no, I did not know that was published on a website.
Did you give Miss Owens permission to publish your report on a website?
I did not.
Okay. Judge, I'm tendering Dr. Deans as an expert here.
Objection?
I have one voir dire question for her.
Sure, go ahead.
Dr. Deans, hi, good morning. How many children have you delivered as a OBGYN?
Probably too many to count, but I would say at least 3,000 at this point.
Okay, I stipulate for expertise.
So stipulated.
All right. Basic question, Dr. Deans. I'm going to go fast here. Do you have concerns regarding the legitimacy of some of the records you reviewed?
I do.
If this court were to assume that the June 1st HCG test actually came from Laura, would that confirm pregnancy?
No.
What is the medical standard of care to confirm a pregnancy?
That would have to be either serial HCGs showing a trend over time, or a pregnancy test and or an ultrasound, or a physical exam that confirms an intrauterine pregnancy.
And we had none of that here, correct?
Correct.
All right, I'm showing you exhibit number 28. Are you aware that that's the ultrasound from Laura? Are you aware that that was altered?
Yes, I am.
Laura claimed it was anonymous and from Planned Parenthood. Any thoughts about that?
Patients cannot be seen anonymously at Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood, having been a former medical director of Planned Parenthood, PPFA, which is our national guidelines, require identification at the time of a visit to confirm the identity of the patient. The patient can't be seen anonymously.
Thank you. Laura claims she was pregnant with twins. Anything you reviewed in any of the medical records confirmed that Laura was pregnant with twins?
No.
Laura claimed that the twins were boy and girl gender. Anything that you reviewed that confirms that?
No.
Do you recall reviewing the October 16th HCG test? I think it had a 100 or 3-digit HCG level on it.
I do.
Are you aware that there's actually two other versions of that exact same test in circulation?
I've heard that. I have not.
If I told you there was another version with 1,000 times higher HCG level, would that cause you concern?
Yes, it would.
Are there alternate causations for a positive HCG test as we have here?
Yes, sir.
Did you review well, I'm going to skip over the photos. Did you review Dr. Medshill's report?
I did.
You're aware that Laura first claimed she miscarried in September or October, and then the photos that are in the report indicate that it happened in the third week of July, correct?
Correct.
Pursuant to Dr. Medshill's report, he concluded, do you agree with his conclusion that the data here warrants that Laura was 99% pregnant?
No, I do not agree with that assessment.
Do you agree with Dr. Medshill that the record confirms, this is from his report, a May 20th conception date?
Absolutely not. There's no data to confirm a conception date at this point that would require an ultrasound dating of a pregnancy.
Professor Deans, thank you. Judge, I just moved to admit Exhibit 41 if I didn't already.
Any objection?
No objection.
41's received. Cross-examination when you're ready.
Dr. Deans, you reviewed records that showed that Laura had HCG in her blood October 16th, 2023. You familiar with those?
Yes.
Where did that HCG come from?
It could come from a variety of sources.
Okay, and your report mentions some of those sources. I'm just going to ask about specific things. Exogenous injection, I'm assuming that's a fancy way of saying sticking yourself with a needle.
Correct. Exogenous would be an HCG source from outside of the body.
And do you have any information, or have you seen any records that suggest that that happened here?
I don't.
Okay. Heterophilic antibodies, which I did a little reading on that, some sort of allergic response, it sounds like maybe?
Correct. An autoimmune response can be triggered by exposure to animals and create positive tests.
Okay. But the fact that Laura tested negative for pregnancy November 14th would appear to be inconsistent with at least the heterophilic antibody theory. Would you agree with that?
It depends on the type of test. A urine pregnancy test might be positive, but a blood test could still be positive. It depends on the assessment and the level of HCG at the time of the test.
Okay, and I think Dr. Medshill said, and I think you also said, that cancer can cause elevated HCG levels. That's a fact, right?
Correct.
And have you seen any records to suggest that Laura has cancer presently, or that she did in 2023?
Not presently. No, I know there's a discussion of a prior history of ovarian cancer.
I understand that. But regarding 2023, if Laura had cancer in 2023 that caused false positive pregnancy tests between May and October, when the last one was, how can you explain her testing negative in November?
I think it makes that less likely unless she had treatment in the meantime.
And another option that you wrote about in your report was something called familial HCG syndrome, as being a way that someone could test positive, have HCG in their blood, not from pregnancy, correct?
Correct.
Do you know how rare that is?
Very rare.
I read that it was about 10 cases in the planet. Does that sound about right to you? And again, if Laura had familial HCG syndrome, that would explain some false positive tests in the middle of the year, but it wouldn't explain the negative at the end, would it?
That is correct.
Dr. Deans, in your report, you talked about objective evidence of pregnancy. On the first page in particular, you said that the only objective evidence of pregnancy is a Banner urgent care serum quantitative HCG from, well, I think that's actually a misstatement. That October 16th wasn't at Banner, but there was a serum HCG, and you've referred to that as objective evidence of pregnancy. Is that true?
Correct.
And in the absence of some other explanation, cancer, familial, horse tranquilizers, or whatever, in the absence of some other explanation, you would agree, and Dr. Medshill, I think, said, that HCG test from October 16th is objective evidence of pregnancy, right?
It is objective evidence, and one of the possibilities of that objective evidence is pregnancy.
Right. And if a woman is pregnant, regardless of how much or how little prenatal care she has, she's still pregnant, right?
If they are pregnant, yes.
I mean, a woman could be pregnant and have no ultrasound until the day the baby comes out, and she's still pregnant, right?
Yes, and the objective data would be the baby coming out of her body.
Right. And Dr. Deans, you worked, or your report and your resume indicated that you worked at Planned Parenthood for a while.
That's correct.
In that capacity, did you counsel women regarding terminating their pregnancies?
Correct.
And just for the record, I'm strongly pro-choice, strongly Planned Parenthood. If a woman was choosing or was thinking about choosing to terminate her pregnancy, why would she have prenatal care?
Oftentimes patients care first to confirm their pregnancy before they make their decision about how to end it.
But in a lot of states,
I'm sorry to cut you off. For another.
I'm out of time. Thank you very much. Thank you.
No redirect. Thank you, Professor Deans. We appreciate your help.
All right, any
Thank you.
objection to the professor disconnecting?
No.
All right, thank you, Dr. Deans. If you'd like to disconnect, you may. If you'd like to stay and listen, you absolutely may.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Time check, Judge.
38 minutes, 57